Guys, I'm just super excited because you're now watching my interview with Josh Cousins, who is one of the most influential guys that I know in regards to organic growth. Okay, you are soon going to hear all about him and his accomplishments. He passed $500,000 in sales just by implementing the organic strategies that he is about to show in this interview. Now, I want you to know that this was a live experience that I had inside my Facebook group. If you are interested in joining, you have a link below. Also, this is going to be about half an hour of an interview, but the actual piece was an hour and a half. And that is because there was an extra 1 hour just for QAs. And the QAs were amazing, but I don't include those on YouTube. If you'd like to check those out, there is a link both to my group. You need to join there first. If you're already a member, there's also an additional link just for the interview. So it will go directly to the interview on Facebook. Then you can skip about 30 minutes forward and you can also have full access to the QAs, something that I don't include on YouTube because basically for a lot of reasons, it hurts the performance because of low retention rates throughout the video. But again, if you want that, it still exists. It is inside the Facebook group and it will be really awesome to have you. Now, by the end of this training, you're going to learn all about his strategies and his method for actually improving your engagement on social media, making sales all organically. I'm super excited. I hope you are too. And let's crush it.
Yeah, 100%. So my name is Josh Cousins, living in Spain. And I pretty much help people grow and scale their businesses on Facebook completely organically. And organically, it's, without paid ads and obviously without, spending money on anything else, whether that's tools and all of that sort of jazz. And I teach people exactly how to do that with a specific system. Do we have in place? Very simple system, probably heard of it a lot around, especially on Facebook. But there is specific, technical, things you have to follow to really grow and scale things. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And yeah, just wait for tune. Like, yeah, I can see the live comments. That's it. Perfect. Awesome.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
lot of
people
people.
tuning in. Yeah,
That's really
Merlin.
awesome, man. I'm really excited about that because I'm really curious and excited every time that there is someone who is willing to share some tips about the organic methods. Because
Yeah,
especially like all those, also myself, I have some experience with running paid media ads, and these are getting more and more expensive every single year. And I want
yeah,
just people to be aware that there are other alternatives to that. I mean, if you cannot really run ads successfully or being profitable with that because of the amazing, like the very high cost of running ads today, there are alternatives to that. There is a lot of people who are crushing it, just like Josh, with organic marketing. Okay. And if you do not believe that, I invite you to just check his profile. I mean, I've been following a lot of dudes, man, and you are getting such virality. It is amazing. And it is like consistent kind of
yeah,
virality, not like a
yeah,
single post that gets viral. I mean, if you look at his profile, you'll see something that I almost never see somewhere else, like 600 comments, 700 comments, 400, and a lot of people are stuck. And it's not just fluff kind of posts. It's not like the typical kind of quote post. There's some posts with a lot of content inside, which I refer to as value posts. And he's extremely viral on those. And this is really amazing. This is really awesome. And I've been curious about how you actually accomplish that. And we have a lot of people curious about that. So this is also why I'm super excited about this training, guys. And I think
yeah,
that you can see by
100%.
my smile that I'm not faking it. I'm really curious about those techniques. And I see a lot of people coming in, and this is really awesome, guys. Thank you so much also for helping us boosting the algorithm. I see that we're already at 8 people watching live. This is
That's
really
all.
amazing. And okay, that was an incredible intro. So thank you for that. I think that we can, well, up to you. How would you like to run it? But I think that we can pretty much start because we have
Yeah,
already nice viewership.
jump right into it. Yeah, awesome to have everyone here, like Valeria, Mark, Tim. Awesome to have you guys tuning in. Yeah, but like you said, man, with paid ads, thing is, I've met a lot of people who have run their business organically, who have done couple six figures, 100 grand, 200 grand, 300 grand. Then they've switched to paid ads, and they have the capital, right, to put into paid ads. Problem with paid ads is it's hard, especially if you're trying to build up a personal brand or fling people to a product, a course, an affiliate program. It's hard. Like I've done paid ads for a drop shipping store, and that didn't go well. I lost all my money pretty much back, just before I started on Facebook, like 2.5 years ago, and I lost all my money on paid ads. And it's not hard. Obviously, that's how you're going to scale. If you really want to scale to multi seven figures, and beyond, paid ads is going to be the way to go, unless you can really get it to go viral. But the thing is with organic traffic is you can get to a point where you can scale your business, right? And people need to understand that. People need to understand that it's not just like a 10 grand cap off mark. You can make you can have like 20, 30, 40 grand launches, completely organically, as long as you build it up the right way, which is what we're going to be talking about today. And that's something super, super important for people to realize, that it's not always just a case of kind of ditching organic traffic and just believing that paid ads is the way to scale. Like if you do things right, you can scale your business completely organically without paid ads. And I've been able to do that over the last 2.5 years, completely organically with Facebook. And that was without tools, softwares, paid ads, anything like that. And I'm really, really happy to kind of be sharing this with you guys today. But let's just jump right into it. Yeah, man.
Yeah, for sure. And I would actually like to just add one thing, guys. I think that the problem today, like, for a lot of people, they think that you should like go either with paid media or with organic. They don't even think of the possibility of combining the two. I mean, I've been saying that whenever and I'm sure that if you're not already are advertising also using paid media, that whenever people speak about organic with paid media, people get nuts, commenting, why are you utilizing methods if you're using paid
Yeah.
media? They don't even think of the possibility that people can benefit from both of those strategies. I mean, there is no right
Yeah.
reason just to do that. I think that you should always try to achieve both, unless obviously you don't have the capital, you don't have the skills maybe to use paid media, because paid media can be really expensive. And if
Yeah.
your funnel is not designed on the right way, if you don't have the average order value or a pretty high average order value from a customer, you'll pretty much not be able to really become profitable with running that. But if you can, there's no real reason not to run it. And yeah, I think that we can start, and I think that people are really, really stoked about this. And feel free.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, you're right with what you just said, man. With paid ads, capital and skill. Obviously, what we're going to be talking about today does require a bit of time. Organic traffic. I mean, organic traffic and paid ads. You're going to be either spending money or time, and sometimes both, right? And for the majority of the time, anyone starting out in their business, I genuinely think that they should just focus on organic traffic, build that up to a point where they can make a bit of money. Because I mean, if you test out your product organically and you can make money organically, you most likely can make money with paid ads, right? Super logical. And I've done all of that with Facebook, with my Facebook profile, and I actually did my first 6 figures with only my Facebook profile, which we go into. Then obviously integrated the Facebook group over the last, it will be like a year in August. So that's kind of brought in a ton more credibility and visibility to my brand, which is really, really cool. But jumping into it, Facebook profiles, like everyone commenting here, Jennifer, Valeria, everyone you see here is commenting because of their Facebook profile, right? They log into their Facebook profile, and I went from nothing to 100 grand in 4 months, and I did that completely organically with my Facebook profile, because the reach on profiles is just absolutely insane. Like I actually had my first post, I had 1,000 comments like a week ago, which is just nuts. And it wasn't a CTA or anything. It was a value post, which is really, really cool. And it goes to show again that you can scale your business completely organically with your Facebook profile. And the way you want to be doing that is the thing is, there's not just one way of doing things organically. There's a million different things that work. And I'm a big believer in just having like an open mind, open perspective on what you can do. But the RVL method, results, value, lifestyle. So it's like a content formula. Like every successful person on social media who's posting content, whether that's Ty Lopez, Grant Cardone, anyone you're following, they are following a content formula, right? They're not just posting value. They're not just posting pictures, and they're not just posting lifestyle. It's literally a mix of everything. And what I did when I got started is I wasn't really aware of it back then, but it kind of worked out that way. And before I got started on Facebook, I'd spent my money on paid ads for dropshipping, so I was completely broke, and I was trying to figure some ways to make money. And Facebook came across my plate. I had a little bit of experience with Instagram and whatnot before that, so I had a little pillow of experience. And jumping into it, I knew that there had to be a content formula, and I started just literally documenting my journey. And I feel like this is something that you see a lot of people overlook, is when you're scrolling through your feed on Facebook, 95% of people you see, they aren't making any money. And it's funny because I scroll through my timeline and it looks like 95% of people are self-employed. They have their own business, they're making 10 grand a month, and it's just not true. And a lot of people just aren't making a significant amount of money, and that's completely fine. What I did when I got started, I was completely broke. And what I did is I documented everything from like my first couple grand to where I am now, like $500,000. So if you're a beginner and you're just starting out, I think the most powerful thing you can do is to document your journey following the RVL method. So your results, which stands for the R, can come in like a million different forms, and it doesn't always necessarily need to have to relate to money. It can be personal growth, it can be little breakthroughs, small wins, and just boosting that, because I can say with 100% certainty that people can relate way more to others who are just getting started making their first dollar online than someone who's making multi seven figures. I like Ty Lopez, for example. I just cannot relate to him and his lifestyle. But I look at someone who's just made their first, I don't know, their first $1 million, and they're super pumped about it. I can relate way more to that rather than Ty Lopez, right? And that's the power of documenting your journey. So that's the results. So results can come in like many different forms. Your first dollar online, small little breakthroughs, little things like that. And then you have value. So value comes in like many different forms. I don't really like the word value because it's like so overused. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure most of you watching this have just got fed up with the word value, right? You just hear it again and again and again and again. But it is an important part to our business and what we do. And I feel like value, it can just be put up in so many different ways. I feel like the best way you can just dish out value so people can actually perceive it the right way is just to be honest and genuine, not just kind of copy pasting and all of that sort of stuff you see a lot on Facebook. What I do with my value posts is I look at what other people are doing, right? Leaders in our industry, seeing what they're doing. I pick apart what they're doing, and then I reword it, but with my own style of writing. And I'm blunt and I'm really honest with the stuff I put out on Facebook, and that's who I am. So right, so that's the second thing. That's the V for value. Then you have lifestyle, and lifestyle. Actually, again, value, guys. Like I just said, value can come in like a million different forms, and that can be an action change in someone's life. It can be just an emotional change. It can just be helping someone out. And even if you just post up a quote, like motivational quotes, do you see a ton on Facebook? I do not recommend that that's all you post on Facebook, but that's one of them, right? Like a motivational quote can change someone's emotional state, can make them take action or whatever, right? So that's also perceived as value. But moving on to that, you have the L for lifestyle, right? So lifestyle, and that is just to show people that you're a real human being, right? That's something that I was actually missing when I first got started online. I wasn't really posting a lot of value stuff. And as soon as I did, my business just took off like crazy. So RVL, results, value, lifestyle. That's the formula you want to stick to when you're posting on your Facebook profile. And your Facebook profile is where you're going to be wanting to get started. Because the Facebook profile, the reach that you can get on there is absolutely absurd. Like if you do it right, you follow that formula and you reach out to people and start adding people and connecting with people who in your industry. So if you're in affiliate marketing, go check out affiliate marketing groups. Obviously, don't start randomly adding people from these groups. We can go into that in a little bit, but you just want to be connecting with people who are in a similar industry than you are, and just from there, just connecting with people on a genuine human level. That's what you want to be doing, and that's something that not a lot of people are doing these days. Is they kind of just miss out on what's the word called, like they just miss the human interactions, the real human interactions. What makes this business personal is completely kind of irrelevant and is completely gone. So you have the RVL, you have the RVL down to a T, right? But if you don't have the second part, which is just being human and being able to interact with people, being able to have conversations with people and conversate with them, and whether that is in the comment section of your post, or whether someone messages you, or whether you send out a friend request to someone and they accept your friend request, you need to be able to reach out to that person and just be like a normal, real, genuine human being to them, not pitching them your stuff, just reaching out to them, letting them know that you're grateful to be connected with them, all of that sort of stuff. And that's what I was doing when I first got started in that 4-month period. And I was just following that. And that's literally the two things that I followed. Like, I didn't do, other stuff like, Facebook groups or tools. And this sort of stuff is powerful, but I didn't use any of that. And I feel like if you're getting started, you should just stick to the basics. Like, stick to the basics and work with what you got. You don't need anything else except your Facebook profile. You don't need the tools, you don't need the courses, you don't need anything like that. All you need to be doing is being transparent, being a genuine human being, and just documenting your journey. That's exactly the 3 things that I did when I got started, and that did turn into 6 figures within 4 months. And obviously, a lot more goes into it, like the sales side of things, the psychology, the mindset, when you're starting a conversation with a prospect, not really expecting anything in return, and all of these sorts of things that kind of go into play. But I feel like what I just mentioned, the RVL method plus your Facebook profile and documenting your journey is 75% of the work. All right. So hopefully you guys are getting that. So let me just check the comments. So yeah, the RVL method, super, super,
Ben,
powerful.
first of all, I really liked how you presented this. I think that you made it like incredibly simple to understand, which is very important here, and also very clear. And I have a few things to say because one thing you mentioned that you lack the lifestyle sharing. So I must let you guys know. I think that first of all, I suffer from that too. I mean, I'm all about business, 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 and not really sharing the personal kind of lifestyle, which I know is important, and I lack of it, and I will try to improve that. But I can tell you, Josh, that I think that well, both you and Nikki are doing an incredible job with that.
Thank you.
I mean, for example, I saw a story of you the other day. It was the cutest thing ever. And I think, guys, that this is not like related to your business, and your audience might not be interested in that. But the truth is that this is like the most powerful kind of marketing I think that you can ever do. I mean, yes, for like 90% of your audience, it might not be really cool or interesting. But for the people who do appreciate your content, your personality, and the fact that they follow you and really like you, and the things that you've shared so far, this will really, I think, appreciate that added content, because this will make Josh now much more relatable. And if you mentioned also documenting your journey, I think that a lot of people suffer from that idiotic thought that because they're just starting out, or because they don't really have the numbers, the proof, the kind of results to show, that they cannot really start or do anything, or even think about maybe helping another fellow out. Because why? Because they don't have the 7-figure launches just yet.
Yeah.
They will never get there unless they start. I talked once with a Israeli, he called that the newbie complex. So basically it is that. And you need to know that, again, you've already heard about that, but you actually need to only be one step ahead of the prospect that you're trying to help, in order to actually help him. Because that help, no matter how small it is, can be the one thing that actually makes him keep on his game. He might be so frustrated and so unwilling to continue with that, but then you just came and you were so relatable, because you're actually in the same kind of league, and you just did that too, and you're on the same kind of goal and mission and aim, and you help him, and now he's so motivated to continue on his journey, and you could be the one thing that actually made him avoid that stop or that struggle. So you can always help. and documenting your journey. I think that you also mentioned some characters there: Ty Lopez, Grant Cardone.
Yeah.
What was there too? There was another guy, I don't remember. Basically, the stuff that I really liked about Grant Cardone, for example. Not that I'm really like, well, like him, but the stuff that he has about documenting a journey is that he keeps on his YouTube the very first kind of videos that he ever uploaded. Same goes for Russell Brunson. Same goes for a lot of characters. And I think that this is actually like the best kind of social proof that you can ever add,
Yeah.
showing people how you started. And when you first started, you sucked. You weren't good. No one is good when he first starts. And this is so relatable. I think this is so powerful because a lot of people are actually doing the complete opposite, and that I hate. I'm not sure if whether you are familiar, but with all those people who grow their accounts, and when they grow, when they get big, they feel ashamed of how they first started. So they
Yeah.
started deleting all their past kind of posts. They think it was not good. That first video sucked. I want everything removed, and they just start from from it's like their accounts only exist for 2 months and they're with millions of followers, which obviously seems fake, unauthentic. And I think that no matter how bad those kind of first videos or content pieces were, these are so freaking powerful to help people
Yeah.
to better connect with you, just like you mentioned. And I really like that. Uh, so, guys, even though you think that they might not appreciate that, they do. And I think, Josh, that this is one of the things that actually made me really being interested in getting you for this show. The personal, the lifestyle, the kind of content, the authenticity. You talked a lot about authenticity in your posts, about value, about not
Yeah.
copying and pasting, which is a phenomenon that I think a lot of marketers suffer from. You know, whenever I see a quote on Facebook and it is kind of good, I know for a fact that I will
Yeah.
be repeating that quote for the next 4 days or something, which is something
Exactly.
that a lot of people just do. I mean, they saw it, it was good, it was nice, then I
I
will.
post it back up.
Yeah, exactly. And I see a lot of comments piling up. And even though I have a lot more to say, I'd like us to address that if that's okay with you. I mean,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of those. So we can both go over them together. And if you see something interesting, yeah.
And guys, if you're wondering why I'm like all blushing and all red and look a bit sweaty, it's because in Spain over here, it is so hot. And I know Martin Price is watching right now, and you're from the UK, so you can probably relate. Like anyone from the UK, we're just really bad with heat.
Yeah. Well, that is really awesome. And I also know that you like you got all sunburn the
Oh my
last time.
God.
This was actually the funny story that I saw, guys. It was, I think, from Nikki, and Josh was completely with cream all over his body. And she just mentioned how he got like a serious kind of sunburns from the sun. It was quite
Really
funny,
bad.
man.
Really, really bad. Hey, Richard. Yeah, awesome to see you in here, Richard.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I see Valeria actually confirming with us. She said something so true. You can always take advantage of the organic method, even if you're running ads. It is the best way to genuinely connect with your potential
exactly.
customers. I really, well, I strongly agree with that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, Wilhelm is actually skipping to CC live replays. Woo! This
Oh
is
my God, man.
amazing. This is like the
That's
best
awesome, dude. That's awesome.
I think that Wilhelm can
Yeah.
do, because I know how a true fan of Russell this guy is. So this is really awesome. Um, so what do you say? Did you see any question? There's a lot of comments here for sure.
Yeah, there's quite a few comments.
And guys, just put that banner on. Comment any kind of question that you have for either Josh or me about anything related to either organic traffic or something completely else. Feel free. Josh also has some nice thing to share. I think he actually, I was curious about his program. He launched a program not long ago, and I think that we can also talk about that if you're okay with it.
Yeah,
Uh,
100%, man.
I heard some amazing stuff about that. So unless we see some question, let me just go. I don't. Well, actually,
Yeah, there's a
okay.
question there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question,
Yeah.
guys. Josh Cousins, have you automated anything yet?
So I have not automated anything at all. Like obviously you have stuff like autoresponders and stuff like that in the back end, but anything on Facebook I haven't automated at all. And I'm gonna stick by that, and I'm probably gonna stick by that for a long, long time, is because man, like I've made a decent amount of money. Um, and I just don't think that a lot of people shouldn't be automating their business. Like I feel like if you haven't made money yet in your business, automation shouldn't be where you should be starting. It should be, let me make some money first. Let me get really busy in my business to a point where where I don't have the time to do everything. Like guys, like I reply to like 500 comments sometimes, and I don't have an automation tool doing that for me. I add my own friends, I have my own conversations, I grow my own group. And these automation tools, like, unless you're experienced in your field of choice and you're kind of good at it, you've made a bit of money, automation probably won't help you. Like, if you've made a few grand, you know what you're doing, I think automation is good. I think it can help you a lot, but you need first to get to that point. So that's something super, super important to keep in mind. You know, in anything, you know, even if it's adding friends, deleting friends, comments, messages, like the more personal you are, especially right now in 2020, the more money you're gonna make. Because so many people are trying to automate everything. And that's a good thing for people who are genuine. And I know Valeria, for example, Valeria is someone who, sticks by that to a T, 100%. And it just puts you a huge, massive advantage over everyone else. So that's just my opinion on it.
And this is
But
I feel stressed out just thinking about waking up in the morning and having 500 comments to get back. Yeah, I don't know how, but this is
yeah,
really amazing. I mean, guys, if you would comment 500 times on my post, first of all, I would appreciate that. But just allow me like several days to get back to it because that is too much.
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It
That-
definitely takes a lot of time up.
Yeah, for sure. I see a lot of more comments coming up, but I also think that, guys, first of all, again, let me just put that banner on again because I want you to feel free to ask any questions here. But before we actually go and keeping on answering them, it would be great if you could just share with us a little bit about your program, I think,
Yeah.
because I also wanted us to address that because, guys, I want to stress something. I didn't take Josh's program even though I'm actually thinking about that. I mean, I'm super busy, but I heard some great reviews. I mean, I spoke to at least 5 people who already taken your course, and most of them I really hold to be my like close friends, and I trust them. And they said some incredible stuff about your course, man. So I would appreciate if you can actually just talk about that for a moment. What do you think?
Yep, 100%, man, 100%. So my program is called the Facebook Accelerator, and this was actually exclusively launched in my Facebook group, which this is something we missed, but we can go into in a little bit. Talk a little bit about Facebook groups, about growing a Facebook group, and all that sort of jazz. But yeah, I have a program, and pretty much the Facebook Accelerator shows people how to grow and scale their business completely organically without the use of paid ads, softwares, tools, and all of that sort of stuff. And I know Valeria in the comments right now is in the program, and obviously she's done amazing. And yeah, that's what the program is. So it's pretty much like all my knowledge and my partner Nikki, like everything combined into one program, and kind of sharing exactly how we've done things. Because I'm a big believer in following people who practice what they preach. There's a lot of people out there, and you guys probably come across them every day, who tell you to do this, but they're not even doing it themselves, right? It just makes no sense. Like, if I'm not, if I'm not doing something, I'm not gonna tell you to do it. I want to be doing it before I, obviously tell you to do it. And that's something that the Facebook Accelerator is. It's more all of our knowledge combined, exactly what we're doing now. We give it to you, and it's just a case of following and implementing as we go. So that's the program itself, and obviously we launched that in our Facebook group, and we've covered the profile side of things. The RVL method and documenting your journey and being a real human being and whatnot on your profile. And if you're watching this, if someone's watching this and you're just getting started on Facebook and you don't have too much momentum, like the best thing you can do is to just focus on your Facebook profile. focus on your Facebook profile, build that up as much as you possibly can. Then you can set up a Facebook group, right? And a Facebook group is so easy to grow, because what you can do is, if you just focus on growing your Facebook profile like as much as you possibly can, like optimize it, get the engagement. What you can do is you can just kind of grab your audience from your Facebook profile and just bring them over to your Facebook group. And that's obviously where you can just kind of unload your products. You can pitch your members, and whatever, and just kind of build up a community, because it's pretty insane. And like a week ago, Nikki, my partner, and we launched the Facebook Accelerator, and we did $25,000 in 2 weeks from the Facebook group, which is just insane. Completely organically, no BS, no like hyped up stuff. And we're just like, I'm like an average guy. I'm like an average guy, and just trying my best to help people out. And yeah, so it just goes to show what you can really do, what you can really do.
Well,
Especially
Matt, this is really awesome. This is really awesome. And I think that you have a lot to be proud of, because I remember, again, the first time that I spoke to Josh, I was actually telling him, would you mind maybe coming for an interview here? And he told me that he needs to focus on his course. So this is actually when we first started talking about it. And now you launched it, and you are doing incredible sales. And I heard, again, some awesome feedbacks. So really, you have a lot to be proud of, and I'm super stoked that you launched it, and we were able to also do this call. And before I go back to questions, guys, and I also have a lot of questions for you, depending on your time. So I only wanted to let you know, guys, that basically I decided to offer a link to that course of Josh. You can basically put it here in the comments too. And because this is like a very spontaneous kind of thing, I actually did not think about the bonuses that I'll add. But there will be also some bonuses for people who actually register from me if you want. Basically, I'm thinking about maybe offering some coaching calls and some done for you kind of stuff. Again, I'm adding the link down below if you're interested in that. This is all I'm going to say. This is going to be exciting. And again, I heard some incredible stories about that. So I feel really confident about sharing that link here. And let's move, if that's okay with you, for question. I want us to really go over all the questions here. And then I have also a few questions for you, because I was waiting for that interview.
Okay guys, you've now finished the video, and I just want to say that there was an extra 1 hour of QA, but I don't include it on YouTube. It's only in my Facebook group, The Authority Hackers. If you're interested in joining in, it would be really awesome to have you. So there's a link down below, both to the group if you haven't joined in yet, and also just for the interview. It will go directly to the interview. Then you can just skip 30 minutes and you can have full access to an additional hour with Josh Cousins and I, just answering questions, and their questions were insane. There's so much more value for you to watch. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, I would highly encourage you to do so. I upload many interviews just like this completely for free. A lot of golden nuggets are inside this channel, and also it will be really awesome to have your support. So thank you guys again. If you'd like, there's a link down below. Just check it out. Bye bye.